Well, Derek, there's a reason we call it Deathpiles and Taxes. It's because I got a whole load of stuff that I just need to list, and I haven't been doing it.
Well, Adam, you're not alone. That's why people are listening right now. I know that they're just tiptoeing around them death piles all around their houses and apartments.
It's real fun to buy, but it kind of stinks to sell. So what can I do about it, buddy?
Well, you're in luck. We partnered with a great company called Sellhound, and what they're going to do is they're going to list all your death piles for you. They'll do the work for you.
Oh, I love it when people do the work for me. How do I get in on that deal?
Well, first off, they're going to let you try it. First 2 are free on the house. After that, man, they got simple plans. They're just going to make it easy. You take a few pictures, you send it over to them, and they do all the work.
That sounds really too easy, and I've used it myself. It's awesome. D-Roy, what do our listeners have to do to take advantage of this?
Just do Deathpiles 25, Deathpiles all capital letters at the end when you're signing up for your payment. And you'll save 25% off whatever plan you go with.
That sounds awesome. Get it on there, start listing, start selling so you can go out and buy some more stuff.
We sell your items online. Go ahead, declutter your life. Have a yard sale or let eBay do the work. From the thrift store shopping to that wallet popping. There are 2 things in life that are certain. Deathpiles in Texas. Deathpiles in Texas. With Derek Everitt and Adam Beesley.
It is the greatest time of the week. Deathpiles and Taxes here to help you make money and keep me out of trouble.
I'm here to make sure that you all make the right decisions. I'm your moral conscience, Derek Everitt. Adam is your tax guide that does your taxes for you. So that could be moral or not moral, depending on how you're feeling, I guess.
Yes.
And sell more and make more money and buy more and then sell more. That's the new slogan of the Deathpiles and Taxes pirate ship.
Buy more, sell more.
Buy more, sell more. Buy more, sell more.
Eat more shrimp.
Eat more shrimps. I'm liking this shrimp talk.
Well, the problem is the way Doge has treated me today. It's going to be those dried shrimp I just sent you a picture of.
It was a 420, and Adam was thinking he was going to the moon, but it turned out. We've had a text group going with a bunch of friends where we've been talking about all the shrimps we're going to eat with all this money that everyone's just going to be buying shrimps. It turns out Adam's shrimps are the kind that you get at the gas station that have been sitting outside for about 8 hours, and that's what he's buying. So we're not necessarily looking forward to that, but it might bounce back. By the time this is posted, he might be a millionaire. Who knows?
You know, Elon's going to push something out. So yeah, it's been a good day today. I was on with your buddy Griff.
Are we talking about that on this podcast?
I don't know. No, we'll talk about it I'm just excited.
You don't want to? Yeah, okay.
We won't spoil it. We'll talk about it the next one.
We don't want to ruin anything coming up.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
I know how you are.
Pulled the trigger early. Pelican's motto in life.
Well, it's better to be early than late.
Depending on what you're talking about.
Being punctual is never a bad thing.
Okay.
Well, Adam, you had stories galore, but let's get into last week. We left him hanging with. We were going to visit a man about some cards.
Okay, was that last week?
That was last week. Believe it or not, we've done a lot in the week.
Oh my goodness, okay. That is a whole nother podcast. The other stuff. Are you sure it was last week?
Guarantee it.
Wow, man, that's a lot of time. Anyways, had this contact guy said he had a lot of cards. So we went and checked out his lot of cards.
Adam says, boys, get together. We're going to the Bat Cave. I got a hot scoop. And, we've been buying up and selling cards. So we got the Husky section assembled. Adam put up a hamburger light, kind of like the Batman, but it's a hamburger. And, boy, we came flocking.
We sure came together. We went up north and stories galore. Man,
stories galore. Let's keep people anonymous just because they might not want us to say who they are and what they have.
Yes.
But Adam had a contact that had more of the tax questions and wanted to know some implications for reselling. And he kind of got paired off with that, man, for most of the night.
Yeah. Everybody's got questions about reselling. I mean, there's always, what if I did this? What if I donated my inventory? That's always one that kind of comes up. And I tell people, I'm sorry, if you donate your inventory, it kind of is worth what it's worth. It is not much, because if it was worth money,
you'd be selling it.
Exactly.
And I mean, to some extent things get donated, but it's not usually by resellers.
No, it's,
I mean, I guess if you have a pile that you just aren't going to get to, you can donate it, but that's because you're not going to go through because the profit's not there, like you're saying.
And the only time you get a deduction is the same thing. I mean, up to $400 and $500.
So,
And it's itemized deduction, so you got to be having a gajillion dollars in mortgage interest and large capital or large charitable contributions. So it's not a lot of people.
so you're talking to this guy, and me and Painter kind of get split off with the can we just call him Coach?
We'll just call him.
We'll call him Coach. Coach is in the basement man cave. No, we don't know these people when we get there.
No, we just met. The irony of the story is the guy that I was talking about, the tax stuff, he actually called me about 4 years ago to potentially see if I wanted to do his tax stuff for his businesses, and it just wasn't the right fit. So I'd actually spoken with him years before.
Well, you spoke with him for what seemed like hours after.
Oh, heavens.
And they had a kind of unique setup. They had what they thought was their money table.
Yeah.
Then they had like their variety table that was scattered with real and fake cards.
Yes.
And then they had the
Reprint.
Then they had the back.
We don't call them fakes, we call them reprints.
Yeah, that's what we call them, but they were fakes. And then they had the back food storage
Yes.
preparation room. They kept calling it the garage, but there was no cars to be found in there.
There were just cars, not cards.
And when we got in there, there was boxes. There was a lot of merchandise.
Other way around, I said that wrong.
That's okay. That's all right. No one cares.
Okay.
Everyone listening right now does not care.
JCP would give me an...
Well, he knows. Everyone knows you did it, but no one cares.
Okay.
They're just like, oh, that's Adam being Adam.
It's true.
So me and Painter got branched off with Coach, and whenever we look at something, we'd get a 10 to 15 minute story on everything. So we went from not knowing this man to pretty much getting his whole life down to the fact that he once was up in the Great White North, where Jimmy Cheapy Pants and Waddy both have family members who they've turned on to our show, and I've had to apologize to our Alaska listeners since we have them now.
We love the people in the last frontier.
And something about he was flown to this remote isle of the Great Pacific, or
The Klondike?
the Klondike Bill himself, I guess. And here's the thing: I don't know if Coach was honest or not, but he had some good stories. He wasn't letting the truth get in the way of a good story, but neither do I.
I was going to say...
So I don't know. Like he believed it, and I have no reason to doubt him. But some of this stuff was getting out there, and he was talking about how they made him some ice cream out of bear fat, bear lard, and berries, and he just couldn't do that. he just wasn't about to do that. And so he had to survive off Kipper snacks or something for a week, or it just kind of got better. Then they were flying back and they had to throw salmon out the window because their plane was going down. It's just one of those little pontoon, type planes. And then we pick up another card, and boy, would we get another story. Came down to the fact, and I don't want to give away too much, but there's a couple of us that just love the extraterrestrials.
Oh, I know.
And two of us were in that room. So me and Mr. Painter have been to Area 51 with my father, which might come up in another podcast, might not. We've been on the extraterrestrial highway. Adam grew up in Pahrump, Nevada. And so Coach said, now boys, you might think I'm a little crazy on this story.
Already do, too late.
And I thought, well, now you got my interest. You were telling a lot of stories that it was fine to hear. And there's an army base in a small town in the West Desert of Utah. I'll just leave it at that. I really don't want to get this guy in trouble or have him mad at us because we might have to go revisit some stuff, and you know how things travel.
Yes.
Telephone, telegraph, tell a reseller.
Tell a friend.
And word gets out. So he was telling us how his father used to work on this army base. This is back, Coach was pretty old.
Dugway?
I specifically said, I'm not going to say the name of this place.
Oh, sorry.
So that we don't get in trouble. But if Adam wants to say it, Adam can get in trouble. I'm good with that. Derek's not getting in trouble. Derek didn't say the word Dugway, Army base. I didn't say that. So Coach, who may or may not be easily identified now, thanks to Adam Beesley of Adam Up Accounting, on the Deathpiles and Taxes podcast, was telling us about how they have a UFO out there. And
I believe him.
and me and Painter, our eyes kind of got like kids at Christmas, and Painter said, Painter said, no, we don't think you're crazy, Coach. You got a couple believers here. We're West Desert boys. We've seen things.
Couple believers.
And Boy, did he tell us a story that I'll have to tell at some point, but we got way too much on this podcast. So, a bonus show down the road, I will tell you the full alien story, which is a good one. But, and on top of that, we bought a bunch of cards from him.
We did, yeah, on top of that.
On top of that, we bought things to resell.
Well, it was a good time had by all. We had to get out of there because it was getting late, and my son, who had school the next day, like, we spent some time there with a coach.
Oh, we developed the relationship.
Yeah.
He followed us out to the car.
He did.
And we were getting in your truck to drive away and having to roll down windows. But
Yes.
do you want to tell the Mike Painter? I think we should tell the story.
We've got it. This is what I took away from the entire thing.
And we can let him come defend himself at some point. You know, he knows where we're at. He's always welcome. The third seat's always there for him. But
Yes.
you tell your version of the story.
So, you think you know a guy. You think you know a guy once you've been friends for years and years, and there's always, straggling bits of pieces and evidences and truths that time to stream their way out. And Coach was talking about different schools, small town schools, and wrestling. Got talking about the wrestles.
He wound up a guy on that.
Apparently, Mike Painter still got some pent up frustration because he allegedly lost the championship match. He took second place, which, let's be honest, I mean, that's amazing, but I think the term is second place is the first loser. No fear.
That was the shirt you were reselling. I think you might have got your story a little mixed up. I'm going to let you roll with it because it sounds better for not only the story but for the people involved.
Oh, yeah, that's it. When am I going to let the truth get in the way of a good story?
We don't do that around here.
That's right. Getting all pent up because somehow Coach brought up something, and Painter still had some ill feeling towards the ref. Apparently, he feels like he won the match, but he really didn't. Not saying he didn't. I wasn't there, but
I believe I was there, but I'm not. It was 20 years ago.
He calls them like he sees them is what usually happens.
That's how it goes. The guy that he lost to did go on to have a career in the NFL.
That is a true statement. That's where I was going next.
Oh, okay, sorry.
You're easy there. You're jumping the train.
No, sorry.
Easy. My story here. Yeah, Mr. Painter lost in the championship round for Juab High School to one Mr. Jesse Boone, who played at the University of Utah, played football, and he also went to this little league called the NFL. I wonder if we can get a Jesse Boone card signed saying, Mike Painter, you're second place in my book.
And get it authenticated by PSA. That's a great Christmas idea.
Yes, that's.
We might have to look into that.
But that's a problem. Those lineman sports cards are tough to come by. But now I want to look. I've got a Bart Oates card on the PSA right now.
If you look on our YouTube page, I've started to post what I'm opening, and then my dad wanted to get into the act. So Everett Denny's opening a lot of cards, and he's commenting on what he's getting. But he got a Bart Oates card the other day, and then thought, well, I'll just drive over to him and have him autograph it. He knows where the guy lives or something.
If you go in the way back machine, you can see the Sunday stories with Everett Denny and learn how to get you a nice butterball dipped in sprinkles. The poor man's lemonade. I mean, there's some good stuff.
This is that same guy opening cards and commenting on who he's getting, and he better not go to any WWE events anytime soon because he has not been making friends.
I'm sure he hasn't.
Who's this guy? He can't be any good. Stuff like that. So back to the Painter story.
Well, now you got me thinking he's just setting himself up so he can go on there and Shaq can come in and uppercut him and throw him down on a table.
Maybe we can get him a commissioner gig or something. I don't know.
Him and the one guy, Paul Bear.
He pulled several Paul Bear cards. He was about sick of that guy.
Well, going back to the story, we had a great time pulling cards. Apparently, Painter is a second place state champion. Well, the team is a champion.
Well, let's go to the negotiation.
The
negotiation. Okay.
The team part. So apparently, Coach asked if he had a ring, and he says, "No, we're from Poland. We don't get rings." So.
Well, this was 20 years ago at a 2A high school off a dirt road, basically. They got a Coke can. That's true. They got a bottle of Coke. I've seen it, and they've held on to them.
So as the night progressed, we all kind of got our cards, and I got my stack of stuff. I threw some. I didn't really know, and I was the first to go. And I guess you're welcome, boys. I took the hit for you. I ended up spending about $250, I think.
Adam was the Priceline negotiator setting the bar.
Yes, and I bought some Marvel cards, which I think that Marvel set's going to well pay for itself.
One of those cards pays for everything that you had.
So
there.
it was, but the other cards from DC cards, it was just me trying to muddy up the water.
I still think if you get some of those graded, the pop's going to be low enough that it's going to be like the wrestling cards for me. You set your own price.
I'm getting into music cards. I really enjoy some music. Had some really cool old music. And when I say old music, AC/DC, Megadeth, there was some really good stuff in there that I really liked. DC cards, the Marvel cards. So I went first, and I basically gave it out, and Coach kept wanting more, and I'm like, I'll go this, and I basically went that. And then Derek went next.
Then I was on deck, so I get up there, and I didn't take a couple of things, because Coach was throwing out some weird numbers.
Oh, yeah,
like Marilyn Monroe card with John Kennedy, if you have that in that pack, it's $10,000. I'm like, well, that's not true.
Yes.
That's not, there's no way that's true. And he's throwing out some other numbers. I'm like, okay, well, we'll see. So I didn't grab quite everything that I probably was interested in, and Painter went for those Skybox cards. I was like, oh, those are going to be a pretty penny. But I was kind of interested. So what I eyed up, and I don't even remember, was... it's been such a busy week. I got a couple minor league boxes of some minor league baseball, double and triple A cards, which...
Early 90s.
Early 90s. I'm hoping maybe there's some Derek Jeters or something. I don't know whether to open them or just sell them. And then I got a box of those music cards that Adam was talking about, a sealed box. And I got a couple of these small, they look like playing card decks, but they were about all-star basketball back when the Utah... what was it, 1990?
92, I think, when they had the
All-Star game here in Utah. Anyway, they had a special deck, and I got some of these cards previously in my Jerry Sloan lot, so I knew what I was looking for, and I knew what they could go for. So I got a couple of those, and
what did you end up spending?
I think I spent $25 a box, so whatever that ended up to be.
I think you spent $100.
About that.
So I went from $250 to $100.
And then I was pretty straight up. I said, what are you looking for? We kind of went back and forth a little bit, but I thought, I might need to come back here. And we also, he was hoping that we were big fish that were going to come in and spend thousands on these things that weren't worth thousands. So
yeah, we weren't the big spenders for the 86 Fleer.
So I said, to make me feel better, I said, well, can I have a box? So I made him go get me a box to put my loot in.
Yeah. And then what are we going to call it? The penny pincher,
the chief negotiator. These should be proud. I want to go yard selling with Mike Painter now.
Oh my God!
I could learn some things. I thought I was the guy that was going to be the guy that worked him over.
We get in there, and he's got 2 sealed boxes of Skybox.
Was it 2 or 3?
It was 2.
Okay.
Because I still remember that. Yeah.
Oh, and I had a Michael Jordan. It was like
a postcard or something.
It was like a bigger sticker. Yeah.
Yeah, so then Painter goes in and walks in and says, oh, here you go. And man, that guy, shrewdest negotiator I've ever been around.
He's a businessman. He's been trained in the arts.
He gets on and is telling Coach, he's schmoozing them, telling, well, a year ago, these were $20. Just going up, well, I've gotten 2 of these for this price, and thinking, oh, wow, okay. So then, I thought realistically they'd go for 75 to 100. I thought it was going to be at least 150 out the door, maybe 200.
Well, I'd seen them over at Phil's for about $50, and they got snagged up pretty fast. And I knew the resale was anywhere from $2 to $250, so I kind of knew the range. So I left them alone because I thought Coach was going to ask 3 to 5.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be something
a crazy number.
off the charts.
You thought it was going to be close to retail. So Painter finally got down and says, all right, well, let's do 50. And I think Coach thought it was going to be 50 per box, but it ended up being $50 for both boxes.
Well, Mike says okay, and he just throws $50, and Coach just kind of staring there, and then he just kind of like, well, okay.
So I felt bad, and I gave Coach an extra $20 for dinner because I felt like Painter just did him over.
And then we get up to the car. Coach follows us the whole way, happy as can be. He just made it, he made a good bit of money, and we found a new source, and we're going to go there. Follows us back to the car. We get in the car driving away, and you said, what was that all about? And Painter's like, that was a fair deal. And you're like, I think you just raked him over the coals. This is an old man retirement money that you just got there. And he's, oh, no. And then he starts looking on his phone. By the time we get to the freeway, he's like, oh. Oh, maybe I owe him a little more money. But, I mean...
He's going to 10x that in a week and a half is my guess. He probably already sold them.
Oh, he's already opened
the money on shrimps.
I thought he would just sell them. If it was me, I would just sold the box, took the money and run.
That's right. He opened them up.
He's opened them up, and he's got some good stuff out of there, so he's doing okay. I mean, that's the resale game, right? That's what we talk about. You got to figure out if you're an Adam, a Derek, or a Mike, I guess. And this story, if you can sleep at night, I mean, be a Mike.
If you can sleep well if your conscience is clean. And
I'm
up all night.
I just know I need to go to yard sales with Mr. Painter, but I don't want to be competing. We're usually after the same thing. That was man. We saw a clinic.
Yes, we learned a lot that day.
And maybe we'll be back, maybe we won't. But it was a good experience, a lot better than our meth head meetup previously.
Well, yeah, for you. I mean, mine turned out okay on the meth head, but. So that was a good week. It was a good week.
You weren't in fear for your life the whole time. You're just there for the show.
I mean, I took pictures of the guy. I knew what he had as tattoos, and I took pictures of his driver's licenses.
Yeah, if I was riddled like a piece of Swiss cheese, that wasn't really going to matter.
No, I mean,
to me, you'd have been fine.
You could have took him.
You'd have probably. Well, I'm glad you think I can take the meth guy. That's we're on a high note.
Yeah, you're good there. So.
All right, I'm feeling better about things.
You should.
Well, Adam, I think is it break time?
It is break time. What a great first half. We'll come back with some hot tips in the second half.
Ooh. Adam, my taxes are done. The season's over. I can just go on vacation and not have to see you again for another year.
Well, yeah, because you're never going to have to file your taxes again unless it's another year away.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I forgot about that.
They're never going away. So here at Adam Up Accounting, we're glad to help you during tax time. But if you're also a larger seller, if you need to run payroll, if you really want some help running those bookkeeping reports, because I know how good you are at that, we're happy to help you. We have really good affordable monthly plans on these higher seller, you're running it like a business, you've got some good amount of income, we'd be happy to take care of you so that your accounting needs are taken care of.
Well, I don't want to talk to you, though. I don't want to call up and just get some office off in, New Brunswick or somewhere.
Hey, we're here. You can message us on our website, shoot us a message on social media. We'd be glad to help you out, kind of tell you what options we have so that you can be more organized and teach you and help you make more money and pay less to Uncle Sam.
Well, what's your website and where do I find you on social media then, my friends?
Everything's Adam Up Accounting. You can look us up there on our website. You can follow us, get some Wednesday wisdom. We try to give you some tips. You can also link through the podcast, Deathpiles and Taxes. Get those taxes taken care of so you have more time to make money elsewhere.
Hey guys, it's Derek Everitt and Adam Beesley from the Deathpiles and Taxes podcast that you're listening to right now.
Your favorite accountant, I know. It's the greatest thing in the whole world.
A lot of you have been asking what you can do to help the podcast out, and seriously, all we want is a review.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a 5-star review, but if not, be fair, at least a 4.
We know you're listening. Like I said, we see the numbers. We're all over the world. Like I said, it's just we see it. We appreciate everyone listening. Help us get a little higher up there. Help us get more new
Helps
listeners.
with the algorithms. People can help find us out, and it really does help. So if you can go to Apple, iTunes, that's where a lot of you are already listening, or wherever you're listening.
Spotify, Apple, all of these different things. They're all out.
Wherever you listen, give us you don't even have to write a review, just give us 5 stars. If you want to give us a review, that's cool too. We appreciate it, and keep listening.
Thanks for listening, guys. And the break goes by fast when you're having fun, D-Roy.
Well, when we're fruit merchants, we're busy, so.
We are busy.
Well, Adam, I'm opening up my mail over on our YouTube channel. People want to see what I'm buying. You can see what I'm getting, why I'm getting it. I usually explain why I'm buying it, but you got some different kind of mail here.
Well, I've been getting good stuff. I went on like a 6-month hiatus and I didn't buy anything because I knew I had a lot of PSA stuff I had to sell. But I got back on a buying hitch. I'm starting to get some stuff rolling in.
You went on a bit of a fast.
Yes, I fast. Good way, intermittent fasting. But now I'm starting to get into tickets. Been really fun about that. Today's Doge Day, it's 420.
That's another kind of holiday.
Oh, well, that's what I was thinking. If you would have been on the ball, the Dogecoin car, like little Hot Wheels NASCAR, You probably didn't even think of this.
I didn't know this existed. No.
I know. I was deep diving last night. I'm like, man, everybody's wanting Doge stuff. I'm gonna make some money selling shovels to the shovel people who are looking for gold.
Yeah.
So there were these little cars.
Sell them Levi's.
One guy had one up for $200. I offered him $100, and he said no. So I said, well, that's more than I'm willing to pay
For a little car?
for a car. That was the cheapest.
Like a Hot Wheels?
Yes, Hot Wheels car.
Okay.
Because it said Doge on it. It was Dogecoin in.
It was an official.
Yeah, in 2000, I think 16, whatever year it was, 2014, there was an official NASCAR race, and Doge actually sponsored a car. So I'm like, well, that's a good idea. And I looked up the driver and tried to find his card, but it didn't say Doge on it, so it wasn't a big deal. That car in the box right now is listed for $400 or $500.
Well, it's too bad a guy didn't know this and go and clear shelf.
I know, that's what I'm.
Or think about this. Well, I don't know if you've seen, but there was a Bitcoin Allen and Ginther card.
Yes, that was the other one I saw. It's
And
insane.
it's insane, yeah.
But I've been getting different kind of mail. I'm not going to use this name in case of the lawsuit, but apparently this guy, he's been mailing me letters. I've never seen anything from eBay. I sold him the San Francisco 49ers jacket months and months and months ago, and I started getting letters. The first one basically said, hey, the jacket doesn't fit, it's a pullover, I don't like it, please refund me my money. And I'm like, that's not how it works.
That's not how you do it. There's eBay messages and there's a return on eBay. If you
Yeah,
want to go the proper route, that's the way to do it.
That's not how it works, and I'm kind of interested, I was like,
And these are handwritten letters
Oh,
they sent to you.
yes, these are handwritten letter. I purchased the San Francisco 49er jacket from you on this date via eBay. Unfortunately, this jacket does not fit me, even though it is an XL. Also, I wanted a full zipper jacket, not just a pullover style, which is a pain to put on. I'm returning the above 49ers jacket back to you for a $100 refund. Trust me, this jacket is not worth $100.
Wow, okay.
Not for a pullover style.
Let's stop right there for a minute. You put a thing up for sale. You had pictures of the thing up for sale.
Yes,
And you put a price that this person paid.
correct.
So he decided it was worth $100. He decided that it was the jacket that he wanted, and he made the purchase. Okay.
Correct.
But now in this letter form, he's decided, no, that's not an electronic letter, not through eBay messages, but just
No.
a handwritten note that came to you in the mail.
And this goes to our P.O. box, because we don't ship out of our home, we ship out of a P.O. box.
Which,
In Orem. And in this case, it's
this was a much smart decision.
I mean, his name, his address, his phone number. I mean, everything on it.
Well, I might have to give him a call.
So, yeah.
Was that the end of the letter? Sorry.
Yeah, that's the end of letter number 1.
Okay.
Glurt might have to give him a
I
call.
might have to just call and say what's up with, well, we'll see. Go ahead.
So, letter number 2 comes, 3 weeks later. Dear Sir, San Francisco 49ers jacket XL. This jacket was returned to you.
What now? Was it returned?
Well, he mailed a box. I never opened it because it was never done through eBay. There was nothing ever officially done through eBay.
So he didn't open return. He didn't go through the process. No. Okay.
And we had something, but I refused to get it. Like I was like, I don't know what this is.
It could be a bomb from what we're doing for this stuff.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it gets worse there. He says, this jacket was returned to you. When do you plan to refund $100? I paid you for this jacket. Let's go. Chop chop. I want this refund now.
Okay. Well,
I have asked the U.S. Postal Service on Center Street in Orem to supply me with your home address and phone number should I require legal action to secure my refund. Since you are conducting businesses, interstate business employee, a federal property, the federal government has jurisdiction here. I suggest you resolve this business now. Hope to hear from you soon. Sincerely.
so at least he got nice. there at the end.
So yeah, he's asking for the post.
And this one's not a piece of line paper. This one is a.
It's got like family pictures on the back.
It's okay. This guy might have a few issues that he's dealing with here.
Yeah. So here's.
But again, you shouldn't have to educate him on how to do a proper return.
Apparently that's my MO because I've got another story after this story.
Okay. Well, let's get to it.
So this is the third letter.
And these are about how long far apart? That's March, February. It's about each
about
month.
3 weeks, yeah.
Okay.
About every 3 weeks he's resending me a letter. This one's a little different. When do you plan to return me my $100? The result of returning your San Francisco 49er jacket, which I did not like, I want that bleeping $100 now.
We all.
Saying, you know.
Yeah, we're not a family show. We're not going to use the language there.
The Christmas story word that we don't use. The postmaster at the Mountain Shadow Post Office has been informed of your reluctance to refund my $100.
I'm sure I've dealt with the post office myself, so I'm sure this is high priority.
What is a postmaster going to do?
Once you get to this guy, well, it's kind of like when I had a similar thing where the guy was saying, you know, this is you're sending this card across state lines, and it's a federal, you know, crime if you fraudulent, whatever. People just get a little nutty.
Take it up with eBay, not the post.
There's a very well established process, and what's to say you do this and give him back his money? Some people are going to say, well, I'm just giving back the money. Well, what if Adam does this, then contacts eBay and says he didn't give me back my money?
Yes.
And then you have to send another 100, so he's out 200, or PayPal, or whatever. So there's processes in place.
I will tell you how I took care of it here in a minute. As the letter continues, because now the post office guy is informed that I'm reluctant to give him his $100, his blanking $100.
Yes.
He said, you will be hearing from him, so if you don't want the 6 on your blank, you better mail me my said amount. Sincerely, Mr. So-and-so.
See, when you showed me that originally, I took that as the threat part. I took that as, that's a threat of physical violence, right?
Absolutely.
And that's where I said, okay, me personally at that point, I'm getting authorities involved and saying, hey, this guy's making threats. I don't necessarily want to, I don't want to be involved with this.
Yes.
Him or his blanking $100.
Yes. So essentially what I did, because I went through all of my message, I'm like, this guy has never said anything on eBay. Like, how in the world am I going to know? So he's mailed back a box. I don't know what's in it. I'm assuming the jacket's in it.
Apparently, you got a blanking $100 jacket in there, Adam. Put it back up for sale and see what happens.
One that's not worth it, and it's a pullover. So apparently that's what's in it. I have not opened it up. I've done it on purpose. I took all of these letters, scanned them in, and I reported it. I messaged eBay. I replied to the seller, or to the buyer. I replied to him and to eBay in the same message. I reported the seller. Haven't heard a word from either one of them yet.
Well, good thing is he can drive to that P.O. box that's nowhere near where you're at and not be able to find you.
Yes.
I'm guessing the postal people haven't informed or talked to you because it's not anybody's business or problem.
No.
I mean, it's not like you're committing mail fraud or wire fraud or anything that is illegal. You sold an item, a guy didn't like it, and with resellers, we understand there's returns. You've took returns before. I've took plenty. There's a process to follow, and if you were to cave in and just send him the $100, you know, he could go a million different back ways and probably get you for an extra $100 to $200 on that. So,
so you tell me,
has eBay responded to you yet?
No one has responded.
Okay.
So here's how I replied.
And this is through eBay messages.
The official
the correct channel to take, and he probably knows that. That's why he hasn't been communicating.
Exactly. So,
I think I don't know. Maybe he didn't even send anything back in that box.
I don't know.
Or the jacket, and he's just trying to run a scam here. Who knows?
So I just said, Dear so-and-so, I'm responding to your letters you sent to me. Please review eBay policy. You cannot ask for a refund outside of this platform. If you had an issue with the jacket, you should have sent a message. I have attached the 3 letters of you demanding a refund. eBay, can you help this buyer understand he can't swear or threaten or demand that he knows my home address? I've also recently received a package, but I am not opening it. This buyer did not follow any of the correct methods for a return.
And yeah, well, you open that and a rattlesnake bites you. Who knows?
I have not done any of that. So
I think we should open that live on some sort of streaming thing.
I'll let you and Danny
at a distance.
I'll let you and Danny bring in the robot.
Do I get to keep whatever's inside in case it is that blank and ugly jacket that you're selling?
That's right. I will do that.
That pullover.
Let me tell you my other eBay experience.
Let's do it. Let's roll.
This is just as good. I had a good week on educating other buyers and sellers because apparently the rules just don't matter to some people.
Well, some people are more important. We all know this.
So I will let everybody in on a little tip. I've been buying tickets to a certain golf match. I think that's what they call
A
it.
golf match?
A
A golf competition?
There you go.
Last week Adam was alluding to it, and he decided that he's going to buy tickets. We've talked about buying tickets before, and Adam's just found an event that happened that he thinks is worth investing in.
So apparently, like I said, and they're pretty spendy stuff. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. There's a lot on here, and I spent some dollars that, I spent some money. So it was on a bid, or an auction, sorry.
Oh, I was going to see how that ended, actually. I forgot, okay.
So I was on a couple different auctions, and
That was for one specific
it
item.
was one for specific item. One of them, that one I did not win. That one ended up being really high. No, I did, and I spent a lot of money on that one.
And it'd been really, I didn't win it, and my wife's listening, but I really did. It's coming home to
So
Papa.
this is another one, same item, but
Okay.
I got it for a lot less, like $100 less than the other one. But what happened is I won this item for $150, $153, I think is what the exact cost was.
Okay.
The guy basically said, I'm relisting, I am certain I can get more for this item.
Wow. 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 No, that's not how that goes. If you thought you could get more for that item, you put it as a buy it now. You can't do an auction, have it end, and just decide, well, that wasn't enough money. You should put up a reserve then.
Okay, you're well ahead of me. And I says,
That's
right, 'cause
that's
then
a negative feedback coming straight to one guy's
because
generally.
it canceled. Yeah, I'm like, I paid for it. Then
No,
it
you
canceled.
can't cancel. What do you put the reason for canceling?
That's exactly why.
Do you put buyer's request?
No, I don't know what he put. He says, so here's what I basically said. I says, not sure what your message was. I won the item on auction and have paid you. You are shipping it, correct? It said relisted. And he basically said, my message was that I relisted it and canceled the order.
No.
Yes, that's what.
No, don't be. Okay,
Hold on.
listeners, don't be this guy.
Yeah, don't be this guy.
Don't be this. This is what gives people a bad reputation in the name of eBay.
This is what's going to happen is. So then I said, I won the item on auction. So now you're not going to honor that sale because you think you can sell it higher. You should have set a minimum price. Are you aware this is against eBay policy? And he basically says, I'm new to this. The account for a while, but never sold anything, so not sure how it works.
Hey, it works. You're going to lose your account if you pull this kind of stuff.
Yes, that's exactly.
Was that the last communication?
No, then I sent him another message and basically told him how he should take care of it, how he should remedy it, and we'll see what he does. I said, yeah, you can't just cancel an order just because you didn't get the money you thought it was. If you have
If that worked, just imagine.
I know.
Just imagine.
It sounds ridiculous, and it really is. So, and then I says, if you had a floor on that item, you need to set a minimum. Like you need to say, this is what
Yeah,
I'm not going to
either
sell.
start it off at $200 or have a reserve price.
Yeah, but every time you do that, you're going to get charged a fee. And I says, I would restore my order so that it is done correctly and chalk it up to a learning curve.
Yeah, if that doesn't come through, I once again contact eBay on the either the Twitter or the Facebook page,
Yeah.
and I'd leave a negative feedback. I don't leave a lot of negative feedbacks. I would definitely leave a negative feedback on that one.
So
And
that
if you're a
was
new
the smart-
seller, you don't want to have those blemishes. Don't tell them on the account that you're going to do that because that's a cause for it not being put out there. But
it's like threatening me with my life.
yeah, but no, you can't. I mean, you can't just sell an item and decide that, oh, I thought I'd get more money for that, especially when you did an auction and expect that to happen. So that's that's been an interesting week, Adam.
Yeah, that was my week. Like it says, apparently it's my job to educate sellers and buyers on eBay that you can't do things against eBay policy. And there's a reason that you always message through eBay so that somebody can track them. In fact, I am going to send this directly to my buddy who works for eBay. That's how I'm going to resolve this.
Well, speaking of that, we got a teaser for next week's episode. You won't want to miss it. Hot tips.
Big league things happening.
Adam's trying to be in the big boys.
The Deathpiles and Taxes podcast. Apparently we are going big league, I think they say it.
Some guy said it. He's out of a job right now, though. So, now they're honking at us. Adam, that time of the wow,
They're really excited.
we're really happy with that comment.
The two things in life that are for certain D-rolling.
They're death, piles, and taxes.
Bye.